Welcome back, you whiskey loving legends, to another episode of Was It Worth It Whiskey. And today we're going all in Jack. And as we know, once you go Jack, you can't go back. Well, we'll see about that anyway. But as we're all probably aware, we're all probably aware of the Jack Daniel's number 7. In fact, many of us, if not all of us, chances are at some stage we would have definitely ordered a JD and Coke, much like this one. Hence, we are all very familiar with this brand, and we should be. It is America's #1 selling brand of whiskey, and has been since 1866, I think. Well, that's when it started. Cheers. But a lot of us aren't as familiar with the premium range. In this case, we have the Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Rye at 45 ABV. Now, this does follow much of the same process, but it doesn't obviously have the same mash as the standard Jack Daniel's, because it's a rye, right? So this is a rye, and it has 70% rye. It has 18% corn and 12% barley. And if you notice, I'm using a bigger glass than the usual glass here. This is a Darlington. I thought for a rye, I wanted something a bit more bigger, bolder. So on the nose of this bad boy, we get a vanilla, candy floss, creme brulee, light orange notes, aniseed. Ooh, there's quite a lot in this nose. Then we get some banana, and then this subtle, beautiful oak spiciness to it as well. Now, although it doesn't use the same mash as the rest of the JD, what it does have, and what it does use the same, is the Lincoln County process, which is basically the charcoal filtration system that has basically made Jack Daniel's famous. How they use it there, they use it by putting 10 feet of sugar maple charcoal in a column, and then they pour the new make spirit through that column, and when it comes out the other end, then they barrel it. That process, from the time it goes in to the time it goes out, can range from 3 to 5 days. And it's what's makes Jack Daniel's so smooth. Talking about the smoothness, let's find out. Yeah, it's super smooth, even at 45%. Wow, so easy to drink, but much different to your standard Jack Daniel's, being that it's nowhere near as sweet. It tastes more like a whiskey that you can drink by itself without that real sweet punch in the face. On the palate, I get I definitely taste this sour mash, caramel, spice and pepper, or spicy pepperiness, and then more caramel. And like I said before, super, super smooth. It's actually really surprising that it's that smooth for a relatively young whiskey. We don't know how old it is, they won't tell us. They actually mention on the website that they don't even have a specific time they age it for. It's purely dependent on its taste, whether it's sitting higher in the warehouse or lower where it's cooler, and they taste test it and then they decide when it is. But I'm sure they have a date range, but they just won't tell us what it is. On the finish, I get this, it's peppery, oak bitterness developing with this light rye sweetness. I'm going to say it's a medium finish, and it's pretty damn nice. For any whiskey. I quite like it. On that, I'm going to give it a score. So I'm going to give it a 90 points on the nose. Wow. Because the nose is, wow, there's so much to that nose. The nose is actually quite complex. It's got a lot into it. The palate, I'm going to give it 86. And the finish, I'm going to give 86. Giving a total score of 87 out of 100. That's a pretty good score. But on a was it worth it front, we can pick this bottle of whiskey up for £60 or, 40 pounds. You can get it for 40 pounds or 60 USD. Or if you're in Australia, unfortunately, you've got to pay about 120 AUD for it. So on that sort of price range and that score we got, I'm going to give it a solid 7 out of 10, and I'm going to give it a thumbs up. So if you're into, or you want to look at trying a rye, and or if you want to go ahead and experience a bit more what Jack Daniel's really has, apart from their standard range, give it a go. And like I said, once you go Jack, you never go back. See you next time. Cheers.